Hello and welcome to part two of day two of my midday market recap here for my trading career. My previous video, if you've seen it, part one of day two was kind of on the sad side because on this stock OHGI I had a technical issue, we'll say, on um, something that I was a breakout point that I was anticipating at I think $1.50 it was, down here. Um, yeah, probably right in here. And I thought that I was just setting my order to rest at 150. So if it broke through that level, actually I think it was 150. And then so I put my order up there, resting there at 150, waiting for the price action to break through 150, and then my order would fill, and then I'd be in at the correct price where I'd be confident that it's either going to break out or I'm going to bail out really quick. That way I minimize my risk and um, I have a sure chance at some profits, so it's good. So anyway, um, that stunk because I actually entered in at $1.42 just because I think I hit the buttons wrong or something. It's day two, so you can't give me too much grief over it. But regardless, I got back on the horse, even though I made my trades at 1 o'clock. Here you can see it's military time, but 2 hours after my mess up trade at 11:11, after a whole day of, kind of slow, inconsistent setups that I wasn't comfortable with, I came back after some lunch and going to the bathroom and stuff, and I saw that the same stock, OHGI, had some incredible um, just follow through and action and volume was coming in and it just looked nice. It just had some momentum late into the afternoon. So it's kind of interesting because you don't usually see that. The reason why I trade early in the morning, the first 2 hours, is because um, it gives you a better chance at having breakthroughs and follow throughs on some of the setups that you have because there's other people just like you, just the retail traders out there or just like me that are looking for this particular setup, and then as soon as that price is there, everybody's going to buy. We're all going to be on the same page. It's going to cause an imbalance between buying and selling, or greed and fear, if you will. The short sellers, you know, cover their positions, which is buying, and then people are just buying because it's on the way up, and so you get really cool moves, and that's what we're trying to capitalize on. Historically, statistically, for whatever reason, people just like to jump up in the morning, I guess, and get the day going, but that's when they do it. It's the morning time, so it's just kind of convenient that way. But um, collective trading mentality, that's what that's called. So anyway, um, one way or another, I got back on the horse in the afternoon, which is just rare at 1 o'clock, and my entry point here, whoops, was at 270. So for only being my second real trade, I was still a little bit nervous. Those butterflies on a small account, they make you nervous every now and then. So let's zoom in here and see why I did what I did. Um, so I was looking at how overall the whole day just had great bull flag potential and follow through. So if you see, um, zoom out a little bit more. What the heck's going on? If you see, right here, look at this move up. It kind of consolidated a little bit, and then move up again, a little micro pullback, and pushed really high, and then pulled back a bunch, and then broke that 1 minute pullback boundary, and just shot up again. It had some good follow through after I made my hiccup earlier. So, lo and behold, I was pretty confident in it and the way it was going. So I got in at around, geez, why is this being so difficult? Holy crap. Just gotta reset it. Ugh, Stop giving you guys a headache. Okay. So let's see. I got in at around 270, which is right up in here. I believe it was yeah, so at 107, you can see right there, 1307, was right in this candle here. And the reason I chose that candle um, was because um, this candle right here at 270 was because I saw that we had this nice move up and then a little bull flag pullback, and then I saw um, so for those of you who don't know, a bull flag 1 minute setup is where over a couple minutes, the 1 minute chart is just pushing up. We're having good follow through. People are buying. The price is just steadily rising, and then all of a sudden it hits a ceiling right here, and you have a pullback with a red candle. It could be over a couple minutes. It could just be 1 minute. So like this right here. Now the entry point for these kind of setups is the next candle to make a new high over the previous 1 minute candle. So the entry point here would be right there at 264 because it went up, pulled back, and then this was the next. During this candle, it went over 264, which was the high of the most previous one candle, and then you see it gets a little spike up, and it was the afternoon, so it didn't have a ton of follow through where it goes all the way up, $3 or something, but they all can't be 100% winners. But then you see you have another consolidation and pullback here, and then I saw it pop over that 263 mark, and the reason I waited a second was because I wanted to see if it would retest this ceiling here of the most previous candle. And it did, and I saw that this was breaking out and it's been going up all day, so I just had the confidence. But then the real kicker was down here on the level 2. There was a huge seller for like 40,000 shares or something. So, it's a lot of money, and um, it had some serious push and drive into it. So the reason why I bought was I saw that he was getting bought up. So that's important because if there's a huge seller out there, then that means there's X amount of shares that will make up. Um, if he has 40,000 shares out there, then in order for that 40,000 share seller to go away on the ask price, 40,000 shares have to be bought. Now that shows a lot of strength in the most immediate, previous price action that's going to happen and what's going to occur. So that's a great indicator. I saw it getting bought up. I put my order in down here. I put a limit order for, let's see, 500 shares, and then because I was playing it safe, I didn't have any margin restriction on this, so I could have spent, I guess, $9,000, but that's just way too risky for me in my position right now. But um, so 500 shares, which is pretty good at 270. It's a good little chunk of change. It's right in my wheelhouse, right in my plan, my strategy to build this account up, and then um, that. Let's see the specific spot that it happened. So yeah, that large seller was getting bought up, and I got right in on 270, right where he was selling at. And then immediately it went from 270, the middle of this green candle, and right at the point of this most previous ceiling, because that's like a resistance line, is the most previous ceiling, or the high of day, really. Um, so when it breaks over that, it just shows a lot of strength, and it's like, oh wow, everybody's buying this. I should probably get into it too, so I can catch, ride the wave like a surfer. So then anyway, I held it for a couple minutes. This was 3 or 4 minutes here. And then let's see, what did I do here? Oh, I added another 400 shares. You can see right here at $3. Um, I did that because it spiked up here to 318. And I was like, okay, wow, this is a great trade. I know I could just stop out on the bid at any time and get profit and go back, to at least break even on the day. So I was real happy. So I was just holding it. I had my finger on the hotkeys on the keyboard so I could get out at any time I needed to. And then right here, it had a little consolidation. The volume was less and it wasn't dropping off. It wasn't shooting up. So just that consolidation, it cooled off a little bit. And then in this candle here, I bought again because at $3 because it was in anticipation for there was a large seller again as well. Used that same strategy of having a large seller at $3, and then as he got bought up, there was so much buying going in to the market at that price point that I hopped in as well and joined them, and then all the other buyers, and then it did shoot up a little bit to 315 or whatever. Um, Unfortunately, I decided not to um, hold it anymore because there's a little bit of variation, and I saw it, pop up, but I was hoping that with that setup, it would have gone to 220 or 230, and broken out of that 15 cent um, range above the whole dollar, because that's generally where it'll pop up and then just kind of fall back down. So anyway, I just got out at 301 right here, all 900 shares, as you can see. And that was for a grand total of $129. And I am thrilled with that. I'm really thrilled with that because I got back on the horse. I was down $50 earlier, which was negative for, the whole thing. 'Cause I only made 20 bucks or 30 bucks yesterday. So then to have $130 on the second day is really great. So with my hiccup earlier, um, which you so that $130 is with the hiccup earlier, but minus commissions, I guess. So um, it doesn't show it now because we're after hours market when I'm recording this, because it just doesn't show. I guess everything resets once the market closes, but um, that's what I made today. And then on 900 shares, I think my commissions were, let's see, $5 for 500, and then $5 for 400, and then $9 for 900. So I guess it's 18 bucks, but 18 plus a little bit from earlier, 20 bucks from earlier. So it's $48. So 120 minus 48, you know what I mean? It's a good chunk of change to have as a green day. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy about that. So I guess, yeah, this video's gone on too long. I'm just gonna stop it right there. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I'm getting a little bit better at explaining these things. I'm such a newbie with commentating this crazy crap, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, whoever you are. If I guess friends, family, random people that I have never met that really just want to learn about this stuff. Don't be afraid. Throw a comment down because I'm not some huge internet sensation that can't get to your comments. I mean, I will literally talk to you day and night about this stuff. So throw something in the comments, email me, whatever it is. Just subscribe, and like I'll actually talk to you. That's the benefit of you watching this video. So cool. Just call me up, contact me. All right. Awesome. Have a good Friday tomorrow, guys. Bye.